I added 3 new nightclubs to my bag this week and I brought them to play at the highly recommended Mt Derrimut Golf Course. As you know, I'm playing every course in Melbourne, so if you can recommend a good course, comment it below and I will go and play it. Mt Derrimut is 30 minutes away from the city and it's the most challenging course I have played to date. There are sand bunkers on every fairway and water hazards everywhere, which, as you will see throughout this video, swallowed up that lovely new sleeve of Strix and Divides I got in a previous video. I played from the black tees to make it as hard as possible and it certainly made this course a long one for me. Hole 1 is a par 4, 372 metres. I decided that I was only going to hit my new 3-wood from the tee so I could get some practice in with it today, and it got off to a good start, landing me 220 metres in the middle of the fairway. I hit an 8-iron at the flag and landed it on the green. My putt went close and I tapped in a par to start. Hole 2 is a par 5, 475 metres. I tried to hit it over the bunker but it didn't make it. I tapped a 7-iron back towards the fairway and hit an 8-iron towards the flag. It veered left, so I used my new 56-degree wedge to chip it greenwards. I had a 10-metre putt for par, it went close and I tapped in a bogey. Hole 3 is a par 4, 343 metres. I bombed a drive straight down the fairway and had a pitching wedge to the green. Again, I pulled it left and it rolled into the rough. My chip rolled past the hole and I had a long putt to save par. Again, it was a decent putt but it didn't fall and I took another bogey. Hole 4 is a par 5, 494 metres. I tried to hit it over the bunker again and lo and behold I ended up in the sand. I tried to progress with a 5-iron but I didn't catch it well for some reason. So I decided I was going to break out the new Nike 5-wood here for its first outing. It brought me to within pitching distance to try out the 56-degree wedge again. I haven't quite got it dialed in and I hit it over the back. I chipped it close and managed to sink a putt for bogey. Hole 5 is a 358 metre par 4. Looking back now, it seems that the 3-wood carry is around 200 metres because I landed in yet another bunker here. I hit a really good 7-iron this time and it nearly makes it to the green. My chip is a bit shorter than I hoped and I had a long putt to save par. It doesn't come close and I end up taking another bogey. Hole 6 is a 142 metre par 3. I hit a 7-iron at the flag and it hits the green. I have a difficult putt with unsure movement from about 15 metres. My first effort goes relatively well and I'm all set up to tap in a par, until it veers right and leaves me with yet another bogey. Hole 7 is a par 4, 388 metres. I utilise all my new clubs here. I push the 3-wood to the right and I hit a 5-wood to get myself back into play. I tried to pitch my wedge onto the platform green, but it's not accurate. My chip is though, and it leaves me with a tap in for bogey. Hole 8 is a par 4, 352 metres. And this time I managed to clear the bunker. But I hit an unusual shot and sliced it right into the trees. My pitch actually landed in the bunker, but I had relief because this bunker is under repair, so I dropped it in the assigned spot and chipped it towards the hole. I decided to putt from the fringe and it went close enough so that I could finish out with a double bogey. Hole 9 is a par 3, 138 metres. The crosswind catches my 8-iron and pulls it more left than I had expected. I pitch it back over the ledge and thankfully it was close enough to the hole that I had a shot at par. It doesn't fall and I take another bogey. Par for the front 9 was 36 and I shot 45, which is 9 over par. 1 double bogey, 7 bogeys and 1 par. I felt as though I played reasonably well at the time, but looking back I should have played smarter and not hit as many bunkers. And again, I'm not saving any pars with my putting. Starting the back 9, hole 10 is 378 metres, a par 4. There was a few in the gantry watching this one, so I was delighted to pipe it down the middle of the fairway. I hit a 7-iron at the flag and made the green. I had a long putt from here and it didn't get as close as I wanted it to. So I was left with a tricky par putt, which didn't sink. Hole 11 is a par 4, 298 metres. Again, I smoked this drive bang smack in the middle of the fairway. I hit a pitching wedge to the green and it manages to catch the edge. I have a long 15-metre putt for birdie. I smash it at the hole and expect it to fly way past, but it crashes into the flagpole and falls. I think this is only my second birdie in Australia, and in particular I'm delighted to have finally dropped a putt from distance, even if it was a fluke. Hole 12 is a par 3, 173 metres. I hit a 5-iron and again I land in the bunker. I managed to escape but leave myself with a long putt for par. I nearly make it, but it doesn't drop and I take another bogey. Hole 13 is a par 5, 518 metres. I hit a good drive, but there's a water hazard ahead and I decide to play it up instead of hitting it over. I hit my 5-wood from here and it's long, over the back and into the sand. It flies out of the sand with no spin and leaves a long putt for par. I get it close and tap in yet another bogey. Hole 14 is a par 4, 378 metres. I smoke my drive down the middle and try to hit a 5-iron at the green. I feel like I've been in the sand on every hole today, so it's no surprise that I'm here again. At least I'm getting good practice chipping out. I have a putt for par. I think it's going to fall, but it whizzes by and I take another bogey. Hole 15 is a par 3, 158 metres, and this is where I start to go downhill with all the lost balls. Water to the left and bunkers to the right, it's a case of pick your poison. My first tee shot ends up left in the water and my provisional just manages to escape the right bunker. My chip doesn't catch the roll of the hill and I have to 2-putt from here and end up with a triple bogey. Hole 16 is a par 5, 490 metres. I hit a decent drive to the edge of the fairway and I hit my 5-wood towards the green. I have no idea where that ball ended up, and after looking around for a while I decide I'm going to have to drop a ball and take a 2-shot penalty. Thankfully my chip goes close and I'm able to tap in a bogey. Hole 17 is a par 4, 406 metres. I top my drive into the drain in front of me. That's 3 lost balls in the last 3 holes. Thankfully my second drive lands in the fairway and I tap it forward towards the green. I have a chip from here to say bogey, it comes close and I tap this one in for a double. Hole 18 is a par 4, 343 metres back towards the clubhouse. Thankfully I smash my drive straight down the middle. For my second shot I'm a bit blinded by the sun and it's only fitting that I push my 9-iron into the bunker so I can try out this one as well. I landed at the back of the green and I somehow managed to blade my chip from here. It's not hugely disastrous and I can still putt for a bogey. Unfortunately it doesn't fall and I ended up taking a double bogey to close out the round. So this was the hardest course I've played so far and that's reflected in my score of 20 over par. I certainly made use of the bunkers and I think the golf app actually showed that the rake was my most used club of the day. I would summarise this as a challenging course where you have to play smart golf to get around, and this is definitely a course I would have to come back to try and beat this score. Otherwise, I was happy enough with the new clubs. I hit the 5-wood decent from the fairway, I hit the 3-wood nicely off the tee, I just didn't have the distance dialed in for its first day out. Similarly with the 56-degree wedge, I will need to spend some time on the practice greens to get the on-course benefits of it. So if you made it this far, give my page a follow to see more of Melbourne's golf courses, and if you can recommend somewhere for me to play, drop it in the comments and I'll go and play it.